Hyundai had us all very excited the moment it announced the introduction of the N-Line brand in India. Now, as enthusiasts, we were already having wet dreams about a 200 bhp hot hatch with electronic trickery that would finally surpass the joys that was once given by the likes of the Fiat Punto Abarth and the very expensive but fantastic Volkswagen Polo GTI. The unveil, however, left us a little disappointed because it had the same engine specs as the standard i20 turbo. Now, the question is, does this have enough to warrant the higher price tag, or should you just buy the standard i20 turbo with the same engine specs? Let's find out. But before we go ahead, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Now let's start with the design. The standard i20 turbo, it's already a very sporty looking hatchback. So let's see what's new on the i20 N-Line. Now at the front, the cascading grille remains, but you can see these new checkered flag effect. Now at a passing glance, it's very difficult to notice over the standard car, but then if you check out closely, these details really stand out. The grille also gets the N-Line badging to show that it's the N-Line variant. Now the standard car, it also gets this sporty front lip spoiler. Now in the N-Line variant, you get a red accent over it, which is again signature N-Line styling. Now front done, let's check out the sides. Now on the sides, again you have more N-Line badging. You have one here, you have it on the wheels. Now talking about the wheels, again 16-inch wheels, just like the standard car, but you get an all new alloy wheel design, which we think is a little overdone. Now again, moving to the side further, the standard car gets the side skirts as well, which is retained on this car, but again you get the signature red accent to highlight the sporty effect. Sides done, let's check out the back now. So talking about the rear now, the standard i20's design was a little polarizing. Some would like it, some wouldn't. But Hyundai has fixed that a little with the i20 N-Line. So you can see the biggest difference here is the big spoiler here at the back. And it's not just at the top, but these extend right to the bottom here at the end of the windscreen. So that's given the car some proportions. Now apart from that, our favorite change here is this. As you can see, this is the new chrome dual tip exhaust, which just doesn't look the part, but it sounds the part too. Pretty sporty, isn't it? We think Hyundai has done a decent job of spicing up the Hyundai i20's exteriors. What do you think? Do let us know in the comments below. Now moving on the inside, the all black plasticky cabin is retained but now gets plenty of sporty touches. First up is this new bespoke 3-spoke steering wheel with the N-Line logo. The N branded leather gear knob is all new too. The N logo makes its way onto the leatherette seats as well, which look and feel good. Additionally, you get N-Line carpets and sporty pedals too. The red highlights that we see on the outside make it on the insides as well, along with red ambient lighting. In terms of features, the i20 N-Line carries over all the equipment from the standard i20. So you get the 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a digital instrument cluster, wireless phone charging, cruise control, automatic climate control, a single pane sunroof, 7-speaker Bose audio system and much more. The i20 N-Line additionally gets new voice recognition functions along with an updated BlueLink app that features 16 free over-the-air map updates. Safety features include 6 airbags, tire pressure monitoring system, rear view parking camera, automatic headlamps, electronic stability control, vehicle stability management, hill assist control, and more. Now the i20 originally came with 3 engine options. So you had the 1.2 litre naturally aspirated petrol, you had the 1.5 litre diesel, and the brilliant 1 litre turbo petrol. Now the i20 N line, it only comes with the 1 litre turbo petrol engine. Power figures, they remain identical, so you have 118 bhp and 172 newton meters of torque. Gearbox options, you have a 6-speed IMT and this brilliant 7-speed DCT. Now we've driven the 1 litre turbo variant extensively and we can vouch for its performance. Acceleration is strong, and thanks to the brilliant mid-range, it's got fantastic tractability too. Making things more exciting in the N-line variant is the throatier exhaust note, and more importantly the addition of paddle shifters that come with the DCT gearbox. This was sorely lacking, and it's great that Hyundai has added it here since it definitely enhances the drive experience. What would have also made things more exciting for the N-line variants is a proper manual gearbox instead of the IMT. Also available now is a disc setup at the rear, which does add to the overall braking performance, but we still wish it had better initial bite. Coming to the ride and handling, compared to the last gen i20, Hyundai has already done a stellar job with the new car. The N-line gets some further rework with a sportier setup on the suspension front. While it hasn't made the car that much stiffer, it does feel a lot more planted in the corners. It rolls lesser too, which means quick direction changes are dismissed easily. Hyundai has worked on the steering too by adding a little weight, which has resulted in a much better on-steering feel. Overall, the minute changes in the N-line do provide a sportier driving experience. But we can't help wonder if Hyundai could have just done a little more by bumping up the power figures a little with an ECU remap, and perhaps made the car sit a little lower, which would have added to the sporty experience a whole lot more. The Hyundai i20 was already an excellent premium hatchback, offering sporty styling, features, space and excellent performance. Now with the N-line, Hyundai wants to satiate the needs of customers who want something a tad sportier. Now price wise, this N8 top of the line DCT variant is similarly spec'd to the Asta Options variant. Now the price difference between both these variants is about 35,000, and you can add about 15,000 more for a dual color option, which actually makes the N-line very good value considering the things on offer. But like we mentioned before, Hyundai raised a lot of expectations of us enthusiasts, and we still think this was a very good opportunity to give us the hot hatch that we always wanted. Well, that's not to be, and we'll have to wait a little longer for that.